Alright, what's up guys? Today we're diving into some prime JUSTNOMIL content. We're checking out a post titled, Mom Chewed Out Wife for Not Enjoying B-Day Party That She Didn't Want or Asked For. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, so let's get into it. Hey everyone, just found this sub and I thought I'd add my own horror story about my mom. My mom comes from a family of genuine hillbillies. They're nice enough people, but every single time there is some kind of family get-together, it turns into a wild, loud, obnoxious party. That wouldn't bother me so much if we weren't the only ones who had young kids, a 4- and 2-year-old who are uncomfortable when my family gets in their faces, picks them up, passes them around, and smothers them with love. We've had to learn that during family get-togethers, we either need to be on guard for the kids or just not go at all. What's more is that every time we have one of these family get-togethers, they happen at my mom and dad's house. My dad owns a relatively successful construction business and they live well. Big house, pool, cushy backyard, etc. So naturally, Mom wants to show off all of her stuff even though she does nothing to contribute to my dad's success by always hosting parties at her house. Last summer, my 31M mom asked me what my very introverted wife, 32F, wanted to do for her birthday. Since my mom has always had the tendency to overdo things, I told her, oh, nothing big. Maybe just getting together with you, Dad, and my brother and having a nice quiet dinner. I didn't think it was an unreasonable request whatsoever, and my mom even said, good idea. We decided that following Saturday night was a good night for everyone, and that was that. The date was set and we made plans to go over the following week to enjoy a nice little birthday dinner for my wife. Saturday comes and my dad calls me on my way over to their house. Hey son, just want to give you a heads up, Mom invited the whole family over. The whole family? Great. Not a big deal, we thought. It's her house and we get along with family well enough. Just need to advocate for our kids, but they'll be fine. I was annoyed that my mom went beyond what I requested because what's even the point in asking if you're going to do that, but we shrugged it off and continued on our way over. When we got there, it seemed as though the rest of the family had been pre-gaming for a good couple hours. We walked into quite the greeting. Happy birthday, my already awkward and now drunk uncle slurred out of his mouth as he came up to my wife, attempting to kiss her on the lips. We put our stuff down and went out to the pool. Our kids love to swim and they immediately wanted to jump in the water. Being as it would have been incredibly irresponsible to leave our kids unattended in a pool, we stayed by them, sitting down at the edge of the pool with our legs in the water. People would come up to us and wish her a happy birthday, talk for a little bit, then walk away. After about an hour of this, my mom came up to us and said, are you guys going to hang out with anyone but yourselves today? Mom, we're watching Kid 1 and Kid 2. I responded. She said, you need both of you to do that? Your whole family is here to celebrate, wife. Do you think that maybe one of you could mingle? Apparently, I became visibly aggravated by that statement because my precious, peacekeeping angel of a wife looked at me and said, it's fine, just get up and go hang out with people for a few minutes. I'll stay here with the kids, then come back and we can switch. My mom stood there and waited for me to comply. Not wanting to create drama, I got up and did what my wife suggested. I went into the living room and grabbed a drink. My dad and brother were in the kitchen getting things ready for our dinner, so I decided to also help out. After a few minutes, I get a text from my father-in-law. Now, my FL is an amazing guy. I'm really close with him and have a lot of respect for him. He's helped me navigate through a lot of my own family drama and has taught me how to keep my overbearing mother at arm's length. He's also an amazing cook and will host his own family dinners on Saturday nights. On this particular day, decided to go crazy on his barbecue. Smoked brisket, chicken, bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers, just a feast. The only reason why I know this is because he took a picture of everything he was making and sent it to me. When I opened the text, my dad looked over at my phone and said, is that FIL's house? I laughed and said, yeah, he went off on the barbecue. My dad jokingly goes, man, I bet you wish you guys were there instead of here. Yeah, because why would they want to be here? I heard coming from behind me. It was Mom. It's not like I threw this whole party for your wife. She said, oh, stop it, I said to her, we're just joking around. FL barbecued a bunch of meat and just wanted to show me. She stormed off dramatically enough for everyone in the vicinity to notice. She's fine, just leave her alone. My dad told me. About 20 minutes go by and I tell my dad that I'm going to go relieve my wife from kid duty. When I walk outside, I notice that my kids are still playing in the pool, but my wife isn't watching them, my SIL is. I walk up to her and say, hey, where did wife go? She responded with, your mom wanted to talk to her. Oh boy. Here we go. I thought. I searched around the property for them and found them on the side yard. My mom had anger in her eyes and my wife was standing there, crying. Me, W. Choe? What's going on? Mom, tell your wife that she needs to dry her little eyes and go back to the party. Everyone is here to celebrate her and she is being a drama queen. Me, excuse me, you don't get to talk to my wife that way. Mom, I will talk to whoever I want however I want in my own house, especially when I throw them a big party like this. Me, Mom, we didn't even ask for this. I told you I wanted to do a small family dinner, not a huge family reunion. Mom, you have never appreciated anything I've ever done. Stop crying, wife. Me, okay, we've leaving. And that is precisely what we did. I told my wife to go wait in our car and lock the door. I got my kids out of the pool, dried them off, packed our bags, and left. Later that week, I got a phone call from my mom. She apologized for her behavior and fully admitted that she was at fault. She told me that the day of, she was stressed out because the party got bigger than she had intended. Not really sure how you can unintentionally invite people over, but whatever. I took it at face value. I told her that I forgive her, but that she needed to call my wife and apologize to her. So she called my wife the following day while I was at work. My wife called me bawling, saying that when my mom called her, she didn't apologize at all, but instead demanded that my wife apologize to her for embarrassing her at her own house. After that, I decided enough was enough. I no longer have much of a relationship with my mom. She sees us a couple times a year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Kid One's birthday, but other than that, my kids are growing up without really knowing their dad's mom. It's unfortunate, but we both decided that we cannot let that behavior be excused. Since then, I've had extensive conversations with my dad. He's learned over the last year how my mom has narcissistic tendencies and has even talked about divorce. Apparently, this has been a recurring problem for him over the last 2 years, and it seems to be getting worse. According to him, since we've been having kids, my mom has felt more and more that she owed something. His exact words were, "Your mom feels like she is owed honor and respect now that you have kids." He doesn't defend her, just relayed what she has said to him. And that is my crazy mom story. Alright, let's dive into this Reddit post. Whoa, okay, so the mom's a bit of a handful, huh? I mean, inviting the whole family after being asked for a small dinner? That's just straight up disrespectful. And then ambushing the wife to yell at her? What is wrong with this lady? I get wanting to show off the house, but this is beyond that. Feel bad for the wife having to deal with that kind of drama. Good on him for sticking up for his wife and kids, though. Glad he cut contact after that fake apology. And the dad realizing her narcissistic tendencies? It sucks it had to come to that, but sometimes you gotta protect your peace. Now let's see what the Reddit community thinks about this. I agree with everyone here singing your praises for handling this situation so well and want to add my appreciation for you and wife watching your children in the pool. It should be obvious to all that children should not be unattended while swimming, but I've been to too many gatherings where I end up pool sitting because no one else will. So dangerous. Yeah, me and wife are terrified of pool mishaps. It only takes once and it only takes a couple of seconds, then boom, lifelong tragedy. Opie, I don't know you, but I'm sending you a hug, a high five, and a thank you for protecting your family, your wife, and kids. You are a rock star. So many of us here in this space would be so grateful if our own spouses had even half of your own self-awareness and common sense when it comes to Jamils like your mom. My own DH, whom I love dearly and who dearly loves me, I was ready to walk away from last year after 15 years of marriage because of his ongoing fogginess and lack of spine. It's much better now and we're all VLC with his mom and the entire side of his family. Wishing you and your family ongoing peace and happiness. Thank you. I gotta say, in your DH's defense, it's really freaking hard standing up to your own mom. No one wants to call their mom out on something she did, even if it was a blatant injustice. My heart was pounding in my chest and my voice was shaky as I stood there between my wife and my mom. As much as I am a firm believer in boundaries, I can totally sympathize with people who have a hard time standing up to their own parents, especially when that person has been manipulated their whole life to be that person's caretaker. I am endlessly grateful for my FIL. He helped open my eyes to the patterns of disrespect and abuse that happened in my life, things my own dad has a hard time seeing. Without learning what I did from him, I honestly can't say if whether or not I would have stuck up for my wife. Your kids don't need that in their life. I was 13 when my grandma wrote me a 3-page handwritten letter that she titled Dear Miss Hotshot that just absolutely tore me to shreds over a perceived slight. Hikey sounds like something your mother would do if one of your kids did something she didn't like, especially since she feels owed something. I'm 35 now and still don't speak to her. My dad recently told me that she probably doesn't even remember the incident. She's late 80s now and spotty memory, and I said cool, but I do. Cool, but I do. 100% the right response. Good on you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit stories and reactions.